Hello there, my friend, and welcome to this week's Wellbeing Wednesday. We are going to be talking about eating setbacks, right? Things that push us off track. And I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can start to handle these setbacks that don't include waiting till Monday. You know what I mean, right? What if you said, oh, it's okay. I'll just wait till Monday and I'll get back on track. That'll start on Monday. And I don't know what the problem is with the other 6 days of the week, to be honest. Really, what's wrong with them? Nothing. Let's not make them feel bad anymore. So I want to be real here, as always. Everybody, myself included, faces setbacks from time to time, right? Life is not smooth sailing. Life is bumpy, and the size of those waves depend on what you're going through. So let's just put it out there. That is the reality. Okay. And so it goes hand in hand to think that it's not always easy to stay on track or follow a plan perfectly. In fact, I have found very few people that are able to do that. That's why when I'm talking about healthy eating, I'm talking about something that's more balanced, that's more sustainable. And as your health coach, your resilient routines expert, I specialize in helping breast cancer survivors learn that healthy eating just doesn't need to be so hard. Okay, so hang out with me today. We are going to dive into 3 ways to handle eating setbacks that don't include, like I said, waiting till Monday. Okay, now let's just talk about for a minute some of the things that can throw us off track. And I'm just going to share a few because, trust me, I know there's a lot of things. But let's talk about holidays and special celebrations, right? Major holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, birthdays, Easter, all of the different holidays and whatever denomination you might be, or religion you might follow, or traditions you might follow, wherever you are in the world. I'm including you in all of those things. But they all tend to be associated with traditional foods and festive treats that are typically richer, more indulgent than our everyday meals, right? How many of you look forward to pumpkin pie or pecan pie in Thanksgiving, right? Many people are looking forward to desserts and just sauces and all of these things. So the celebration itself can often create an atmosphere where either it's easier to relax these dietary rules or we're eating to numb ourselves sometimes to discomfort that we might be feeling around holidays for whatever reason. That can be many. I'm not going to go into those today. So holidays is a big one, right? That's when they're spread out nicely throughout the year, right? Now, the second thing that I have witnessed over the past 22 plus years of working in health and wellness is the link between us being thrown off track and having an eating setback are emotional and stressful situations, right? It could be a stressful day at work. It could be that if you've gone through breast cancer or other chronic illnesses, you've got doctor's appointments or tests, or perhaps you're waiting on results. These are stressful times. It could be a breakup or a job loss, or perhaps you've lost a loved one, or it's anniversaries of things too, right? Can be very, very, very stressful. And so often we indulge because I'm just going to say it like it is. We turn to food as a comfort during those tough times. Not your fault. Not your fault. How many times have you watched a movie where there's been a breakup and they're either pouring the wine or they've got a great big gallon of ice cream and they're eating, or somebody's like, this behavior is put in front of us all the time. So it's not your fault. We've all been indoctrinated into this society, but it doesn't mean that it needs to be that way. Okay. But seeking solace in these comfort foods. And by the way, like I said, I include myself in this. My comfort food, as my clients well know, is sour cream and onion potato chips. Does it mean I never have them? No. But I'm aware of what's triggering that behavior. Okay. Now, the other thing that I think is really tough is social gatherings and parties, right? Attending a friend's party or a potluck or even a casual get together or a backyard barbecue, whatever it might be. But there's often a variety of tempting foods, foods that you might not normally have at home. And you might even feel a bit of peer pressure because somebody went to the trouble of making it. You don't want to let somebody down, right? And it can also, again, be the relaxed environment. And often we might be chatting, but we're standing next to the charcuterie board and we're just nibble, 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 nibble. I'm a big nibbles person. Chips and dip, hummus, and even if it's veggies, there's something to do with that dipping action for me. Anyway, let me know if I'm the only one. But these could be things, these occasions often come with their own set of expectations, temptations, and definitely make it easier to deviate from your usual eating. And I like to make eating healthier all about finding balance, right? Being kind to yourself when these moments arise, not living in a world of deprivation, but allowing yourself to have a little. Because I've learned that as soon as we tell ourselves that we can't have something, it's what we want more than anything else in the world. So if you have found yourself veering off track, please don't worry. You're definitely not alone. And it's all part of the journey. And I am here to help you navigate these bumps in the road with practical tips, little encouragement, and a lot of guidance. So let's dive into 3 ways that you could handle these setbacks that would help you remain on a path to better health. Because I am guessing, and if I'm wrong, please let me know, but I'm guessing that if you are here and you're in my circle, you've likely gone through breast cancer or some other chronic illness and diagnoses. And you know that you should be eating better to stay healthier, to not get sick again, right? And I want to help you to remain on that path to better health, because certainly what we eat has a huge, huge factor in it. So I know that it can be incredibly frustrating, right? To feel like you're making progress only to have these setbacks that seem to undo all of your hard work, right? This is the pattern of the consistency chaser. It feels like you're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, and it can be really, really discouraging. And if you are a consistency chaser, it might look like this, right? You're going all in. Perhaps you've tried so many diets. I hate diets, by the way. They don't work, and I don't believe in them. I talk more about that in my upcoming masterclass. But you go all in, life happens, just like we've said, whether it's the holidays, whether it's stress, whether it's a social occasion. This is life, right? And it throws you off track and you feel like you have to start all over again. Imagine what it would feel like to not have to start over again, right? And you might say something like, I was doing so well with my eating habits, but then a stressful week of work just threw me off track. Felt like all of my progress had just been erased and I was back to square one. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know that you are not alone in feeling this way. And I suspect that what you really want is to be able to stay motivated, right? Get back on track quickly after that setback. Maybe you always feel like you're looking for a new way to keep moving forward, the next best thing to help you maintain your healthy eating habits, despite the challenges that life throws at you. But what if I were to tell you it's not about getting back on track, but understanding that the road is bumpy? It's not about being on track or off track. It's about keeping going, no matter what life throws at you. The consistency changes, the intensity changes. We talk about progress, not perfection. But wouldn't it be nice to not throw in the towel at all? I think so. And here's the thing. What I have learned is that fear hates action. So if you're scared about getting sick again, when you're taking consistent action and focusing on eating better, the fear starts to melt away because you're actually doing something. You're not just procrastinating on it. You're not going all in and all out. You're not sitting there trying to find some motivation in the garage somewhere and some energy, right? So it's not about being on track or off track. It's about continuing to keep going and understanding that it doesn't mean anything about you. So let's look at these 3 tips. Sorry, I went off track a little bit there, but I think that those things are really important to understand. Now, number 1 is to reflect and learn. Notice I didn't say judge, right? We have a tendency to judge ourselves. No, we're just going to observe and be curious. When you experience a setback, and you can even do this now, when you experience a setback, think about a time when you were on track and you were doing great. Life happened, and then suddenly you were throwing in the towel. Take a moment and just reflect on it. What happened and why? And use this moment as a learning opportunity rather than seeing it as a reason to give up. For instance, if you were to ask yourself, was it stress? Was it a busy schedule? Was it something else that led to that setback? Because understanding the cause can help you to develop a plan to avoid similar issues in the future. Or the wave. There's one of my favorite quotes ever is by John Kabat-Zinn. The waves of life will keep crashing. It's our ability to learn how to surf that makes the difference. And so we can't avoid certain things, but we can learn to surf, right? Who wants to learn to surf? I can show you how. So you might find that this approach is helpful after a setback, taking some time to understand what went wrong and how you might be able to do something different in the future, right? Because if you keep on that same pattern, looking for consistency and not finding it, doing the same thing, you're stuck in this never-ending circle. And I know how hard that is. I've spoken to so many women who are stuck in that circle. I know how hard it is to find the energy and the courage to start over again. And then the motivation and the determination. What if it didn't have to be so hard? What if it didn't have to be so hard? You'd feel a lot more in control, for sure. The second little tip I want to share with you today is to set small, achievable goals. That's the important word here, achievable. Breaking down your larger goals into smaller, manageable steps can make a huge difference. So instead of focusing on the big picture, let's say, you want to stay healthier. Big picture, that's huge, right? But it can sometimes feel really overwhelming and it can feel like a lot of pressure. So you start simply by committing to one healthy meal or snack each day. That's it. That's it. And your brain might be saying, but it's not enough. I'm never going to get there at that rate. But here's the thing. A small step is better than no step. I'm not judging. I just know what I've seen over the past 22 years, what works and what doesn't work. And I have seen this work over and over and over. Okay? It's by setting smaller, more attainable goals. Then you feel like you can make progress every single day. right? And suddenly grabbing a healthier snack doesn't feel so overwhelming when life hits, when those waves keep crashing. Makes sense, right? When we think about it logically. It's really shifting so much of our mindset around this and the way that we've been indoctrinated to think about our food, to think about our health. We need to kind of flip it on its head and start doing something differently. DSD, do something different. And the third tip that I want to share with you today is to celebrate your wins. So, what does this look like? Well, if you're in my circle and you have been for a while, you'll know I love a good happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. It doesn't matter that it's silly. I am actually training my brain to focus on the positive, not the negative. Because our brain automatically goes and focuses on the negative, right? Why haven't you done this yet? You should be there already. You know how to do this. Why aren't you doing it, right? And so by celebrating our successes, no matter how small they are, you start to recognize that you're actually getting somewhere. This can actually help you feel more confident in yourself. You're starting to trust yourself. It can help to boost your motivation and actually help you keep that momentum going. So whether it's sticking to your healthy breakfast every day in the week or your snack or making a healthy choice in a situation where previously you may have grabbed sour cream and onion potato chips, maybe you're grabbing some carrots and hummus. I'm going to celebrate that choice always, every time, because I'm retraining my brain to look for the positive. There's some neuroscience in this. So handling setbacks, right, to kind of recap, is all about reflecting on what has happened without judging. Really, really, really important. Without judging. Just observing, getting curious, setting small, achievable goals, and then celebrating your wins along the way. Doesn't that actually sound like it's possible? I hope so, because it is. It's a process. It takes time. And it's okay for you to say, okay, one step at a time. We focus on progress, not perfection. And if you're like me, recovering perfectionist over here, I used to put so much pressure on myself. I used to be so hard on myself. And I've learned to let that go for multiple reasons, but also because I know that letting that pressure go and that stress is also supporting my desire to stay healthy and not get sick again. So if you're looking for more support and guidance to stay on track with your healthy eating journey, I invite you to join our upcoming masterclass. You'll find the link right where you're watching this video. From difficult to doable. 4 easy steps to start eating healthier after cancer. Right? Simple. I will walk you through practical strategies. Not just practical, but easy. I've actually developed my easy habits system. So I'm walking you through a proven system in this masterclass. And I'm also going to be there by your side as your biggest cheerleader, offering you the encouragement that you need to keep moving forward. The pace is irrelevant, my friend. The pace is irrelevant because a small step is better than no step, right? You can do this, I promise. So remember, I want you to know, and do a little happy dance with me right now, if you will, that you are doing amazing. And we're here to help you stay motivated and on track and reach those healthy lifestyle goals, especially when it comes to healthy eating. So click around this video, join our upcoming masterclass, and I can't wait to see you there and share some more super simple, easy tips with you to help you get the ball rolling. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Karen Del Maestro, your health coach, resilient routines expert, and I specialize in helping breast cancer survivors just like you discover that eating healthier doesn't have to be so hard. Okay? I'd love for you to discover that too. Bye for now, and I will see you next Wednesday. Have an amazing week. Don't forget, sign up for the masterclass. It's free.